Well, first of all, I'm U.S. Senator Rob Portman, and it's great to be back here. I was at Meridian Bioscience about a year and a half ago and had a great tour. And when Governor Romney said he was coming to town, I thought this would be a good place for him to visit. Don't you agree?
Yeah, thank you.
It's believed that the President of the United States needs to be someone who represents all Americans, needs to help us to be able to work together, not further divide us at this critical time. Then Mitt Romney is your man. It's time to take a stand. I believe that our party needs to come together around someone who can defeat President Obama in November and begin the task of repairing our broken economy, ensuring that America does remain that beacon of hope and opportunity for the rest of the world. Folks, the man to do that is Mitt Romney. Let's give him a warm Cincinnati welcome.
Thank you. Wow.
Yeah,
thank you. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Senator. That was quite an introduction, and I feel anything I say will only detract from the positive comments he's just made. So I'm not going to take a long time here, but I just want to first begin by expressing my appreciation to Senator Portman for his willingness to leave the blessings of living in Ohio and going off into Washington, D.C., and to fight the battles of keeping America strong and getting our economy going again, and preserving the values that have made us such a powerful nation in the first place. I mention values because we have with us in this room people whose values are what make our economy work. One of the reasons I'm running is to replace Barack Obama with someone who understands how the private sector works. I spent my life in business, 25 years, starting businesses, running a business that was in trouble, helping build a business of my own to become a world leader. We got a lot of folks running on the Republican side. Well, not that many. It used to be a lot of folks. It's down now to 4. I'm the only one who spent the majority of his career in the private sector. I understand what it takes to create jobs and grow jobs. I salute you for what you're doing here, for the work that you're accomplishing, for the fact that you're entrepreneurs, each and every one of you. I hope you understand that if this business doesn't get better, if you don't find ways to improve what happens here year after year, why, it will be gone. The nature of free enterprise is finding new ways to do things better and better, and so each of you has to look and find opportunities to improve. And I can tell you this, if I'm President of the United States, I'll want to see you and other businesses like yours succeed so that we can put Americans back to work in good paying jobs. We have two very different paths. In my view, the President will take us down a path with larger and larger government, more and more intrusive in free enterprise and in your free lives. I want to make the government smaller and allow free individuals and free enterprises to thrive. This President is comfortable with 4 years now with trillion-dollar-plus deficits. I'm not. If I'm President, I will cut spending, I will cap it as a percentage of our economy, and I'll get us a balanced budget. The President is comfortable with the idea of Obamacare, which in my view ultimately leads to a setting where the federal government will run health care. If I'm President, on day one, I will grant a waiver from Obamacare to all 50 states and go to work to get Obamacare repealed and return to the states and to the individual the responsibility for caring for those that don't have insurance and those that are poor. This is a president who talks about getting us all of our sources of energy. You have a lot of energy here in Ohio, but most of what he's done is to make it harder to get coal out of the ground through his regulations, harder to use coal, harder to get oil and to use oil, harder to get our natural gas out of the ground, harder to get nuclear power. And if I'm President of the United States, yeah, I will get those sources, and I will also get that Keystone Pipeline. One of the first no-brainer decisions the President has ever had to make is, should we bring in oil from Canada? The answer is so obviously yes. How we could say no is remarkable to me. I am absolutely committed to getting America working again. This is a campaign and an election about a strong America, a strong economy, with an innovative, pioneering spirit that has driven us in the past, in my view will drive us in the future. Not a government that becomes so overwhelming and smothering that it makes it difficult for our private sector to compete globally. That's what's happening now. And so I ask for your help. You're going to get a chance to vote on March 6th, I think the date is. Get the right date? Yep. March 6th. That's the date of your primary. It's known as Super Tuesday because there are a number of states going. But Ohio has a special place. It's a state, as you know, that often decides who the president is in the final analysis in the general election. I would love to have the support of the people of Ohio. And so I'm here today saying thanks to the innovators that are here and asking you to innovate one more time and vote for a Republican. And vote for this guy who I believe you appreciate, having spent my life in the private sector and then going off and running an Olympic Games and then helping run a state. I have had the experience leading. I have led 4 different enterprises. I happen to think that one of the criteria for selecting a president ought to be, has this person led something before? Our current president had not. And I think we've seen the consequence of that in some of the errors he's made. I've led things, 4 different, a business I started, a business I helped turn around, an Olympics and a state. Take a look at that record and understand also the passion of my heart. I love this country. I love the principles upon which it was founded. I believe that when the Declaration of Independence said we were endowed by our Creator with unalienable rights, I believe that. And they include life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, the right in this country to pursue happiness as we choose. And I'll fight to keep America strong. I will not transform America into something we don't recognize. I will restore to America the principles that made us the hope of the earth. So I want to say thank you for your time and your help today. Let's get out there and vote and make some great products. Thanks, you guys. Good to be with you today.